Hey everyone, welcome to another video. This video is gonna be the Roundup review of a bunch of new Essence and Catrice. They update their collections every 6 months or so, and I bought a bunch of the things. I already did a first impression on them, but this is a video where I tell you what I think about them after using them a couple times more and really review them. So let's get right into it. So I will link the videos where I did my first impression and down below and put it in the eye. I always love reviewing, checking out the new Essence and Catrice. These are brands that I really love, am really excited about, and they usually do bring out quite a few beautiful products for a very affordable price. So that's also why I'm really into them. And yeah, I got a bunch of stuff here in front of me. Let's get into it. So the first thing that I want to chat about is these Essence Extreme Shine Volume Lip Gloss Extreme Plumping. So I have two colors. There are two new colors in this. We have the 107 or 107 Coral Crush or Coral Glow, and then we also have the Extreme Shine Volume Gloss in 106 Sugar Rush, and this is a very cool tone pink. These glosses I think are very pretty. They have very cute colors. They are very like bright, springy, summery. They have this slight tingly, not really tingly, but minty sensation to them. They are very shiny. I do feel like when you wear these on their own, they look a little bit thick, maybe a little bit as if they lay on top of your lips. It's not really a big deal, but because of that, I do like wearing these on top of something else, on top of a lipstick, on top of a lip liner. But that is my only complaint about them. I wouldn't really call it a complaint, it's just my preference. I feel like these look like a little bit much if I apply these all over my lips, even though I really like the colors and it has a nice shine, but it's just, it doesn't feel that thick, but I don't feel like they blend into my natural lips that well in that case. So I personally don't absolutely love that, but besides that, I was really into these. I really like these, and these are just such cute colors, and it's just a great formula. Essence does these extreme shine lip glosses very well. Then in my first impression video, or was it a first impression or more like a haul I did from Essence? I don't remember. Essence came out with two new lip oils. Well, it's the same formula, but they have different variations. We have the Ginseng lip oil, and then we also have the Cranberry lip oil. The Cranberry one has a tinting effect. This reacts to the pH of your lips, and then it becomes kind of like a bright pink. And then the Ginseng one is a little bit plumping, feels a little bit like tingly on the lips. So they are very similar feeling when it comes to the hydration, the feel on the lips, but they have a little bit of a different effect to them. The one that I've had the longest and that I actually have used a lot is the Ginseng one. I have put this on my lips so many times, and this is actually the only lip product, hydrating lip product, that comes close to my Laneige lip sleeping mask. I had such dry lips when I first started using this, and this really helped with that. It made my lips so smooth, made them look so good, and made them feel so hydrated by just putting this on. So I was really into this, and I've used it quite a bit. The only thing with this one is that it doesn't smell that good. It just smells a little bit strange. It really smells like asparagus. It just does. It smells like you are smelling like fresh asparagus. It doesn't really feel, I don't know how ginseng is supposed to smell, but it does smell a little bit weird, and that's like the only downside to this. When people come close to you, they will smell asparagus, but it is very hydrating, and so I was just like, I don't care, I need to fix these lips, I'm just gonna wear it. But I just wish that they changed the scent a little bit, made it a little bit more pleasant, but it is so hydrating. So I would still recommend it. This is like the most hydrating lip oil that I have tried. It is very good, and it really made such a huge difference for my lips when they were like cracked and dry in winter. Then we also have the Cranberry one, and the reason that I bought this one was because of the scent of the Ginseng one. I was like, let's see if this one is any better, but then this one makes your lips look bright pink. This scent is a lot better. It's just very sweet, like a little bit sweet, fruity, like cranberry, I guess. The tint on this isn't crazy, but you do see that your lips are kind of like bright pink. So that is something I guess I have to live with if I don't want my lips smelling like asparagus. It's like if these two were like one product that didn't change your lip color and didn't have such a weird scent, it would have been the perfect thing. But because it is so hydrating, I'm like, I forgive you. I forgive you for doing this to me. I feel like I need these in my life because they are so hydrating. And you can see I am down to here with this product. I used a lot of this lip oil. Yeah, I would recommend them, but just be aware of the downsides. Then we have the Catrice Drunken Diamonds Plumping Lip Balm, and this is just a very nice glowy tinted lip balm. Kind of basic, nothing wrong with it, but also not like blowing me away. It is just a nice tinted product that is really easy to wear, really easy to use. It has a slight shine to it. It's not like a super shiny lip product. It is just like slightly satiny, shiny, and you know what? It's really easy to throw something like this on because it does give a little bit of color to your lips, but you don't really have to think about the application, or if it wears off, you aren't gonna really be able to tell. It's not gonna look weird. So this type of product is really nice when you are running out the door, you have to go somewhere, you have to go to work, you just throw this on and it just looks pretty. This is basically the same thing as the Disney tinted lip balms that they did. So if you like those, this is pretty much the same thing, but if you have those, then maybe you don't really need this because it's the same thing. Then we have a product that I really didn't like. This is the Essence Hardcore Fruity Lip Balm with 10% sweet almond oil. It is just so weird. It just looks so bad. It looks so dry. It looks so crusty. It doesn't look good at all, but then it also isn't hydrating at all. This is like something you buy for a kid and you don't really care if it actually is good because the kid can't really tell if it is good. They just want a lip balm that smells very sickly sweet and something that looks cute. But this is not a makeup product that I can take seriously. It just isn't good. It just looked very bad. I'm just gonna not use this anymore. I just don't want to use it again. It was just this bad. It doesn't have anything to offer. It smells bad, it looks bad, it feels bad. The packaging is so cheap and I hate it when lip products can't go all the way down. You can't make it go lower than this, so then you're probably gonna take off a chunk with the top if you put it back on and you're not paying attention. I wouldn't recommend this at all. Then we have the Hydra Matte lipstick by Essence. This is in the shade 404 Virtu-rose. This is actually a beautiful lipstick. I love the shade. I love how it looks. It has a very beautiful satin look to it, kind of like a soft matte satin look. It has a nice amount of pigmentation. It feels very hydrating. The scent is just a little bit too much for me. It's like really sweet. So if you love sweet scents, then I guess you will like this. It's not as bad as the Hardcore lip balm, but it is still very fruity sweet, like candy. It smells like candy, but not in that sophisticated, I want to eat it way. I personally don't love it, but if you like sweet scents, it is not like bad, but just to me it isn't amazing. But I do really like this lipstick, so I'm probably gonna wear it again because it's just a very nice shade and formula, especially for the price. It is just a very nice lip product. We have a lot of lip products to get through. I got a lot of the new lip products. So next up, these ones I haven't shown in a video before. These are the Power Plumping Gel Lipsticks by Catrice. They have had this in their collection, but this is a new range, and this is from the, what's it called, Flower and Herb collection. And I bought two of the shades. I bought the two lightest one. I got the one in 010, and then I also got the one in 020. 010 is very nice and peachy. 020 is a nice cool toned glowy shade. I love the Plumping Gel lipsticks by Catrice. They are so shiny, they feel so comfortable, they are so affordable. Like, they are the best affordable sheer shiny lipsticks. I love these. And these shades are also very, very beautiful, very, very nice. I will insert some swatches because I have not shown these before. But these are just amazing. And the scent on these is a little bit different. The only thing that I think is pretty annoying is that the packaging has this sticker all over the product. Like, the sticker makes sure that you can't open it, but then when you have bought it, what do you do with the sticker? Do you just take it off, but then you take off everything, like all the information? So the scent is very like florally, herbally. It smells a lot like a spa day, like a bath oil or like bath bomb. But it smells good. It's not bad. It smells quite nice, but it has this very, very typical scent. It just makes me think of spa. And I haven't really smelled a lipstick like that before. But it's not bad. It's just an interesting, different scent. I guess I quite like it. But these shades, I'm just really into. I really like the packaging as well. And yeah, just the shades are very pretty. I really like this cool tone pink as well because I feel like sometimes it's hard to get the right shade of cool tone pink, and this is very, very pretty. Then the last lip product is this Better Than Fake Lips of Volume Gloss by Catrice. This is actually very nice. This one is in the shade of Volumizing Rose 040. When I used this in my video, I was like, it's okay. I wasn't too blown away, but this is such a nice lip gloss actually. It really blends into the lips well. It just looks very natural and glowy and pretty. It just all meshes together so well when you wear this, and it also feels very comfortable. It's not sticky at all, it's not thick at all. This is a very nice one if you just want to amp up your lips a little bit, add a little bit of shine and color, but you don't want it to look too crazy. This is one that you can really wear on its own, but you can wear it on top of something else as well. I am really into this. It's just a nice gloss that I don't have any complaints about. It's not like the most interesting shade ever, but it's just so good because everything just works. It's just a very easy gloss to wear. Then we have this Essence Kiss by the Light Illuminating Powder. And when I first tried it, I was like, no, this is not what we're gonna do. This is not what I like. But when I first tried it, I tried using it as a bronzer, but that didn't really work out because it is very glowy. It doesn't have that much pigment, so it's kind of like you are putting a dark highlighter on your cheeks as a bronzer. And just imagine adding on highlighter and highlighter and highlighter just so you can get some pigment, but then it looks very, very metallic. That's what happens. So that's not how you should use this product according to me. What I actually liked it for and what kind of made me change my mind was taking kind of like a fluffy brush, like a fluffy cheek brush. I have some from Lunar Beauty. I tried one of them with this and it actually really worked. So taking a fluffy brush, and then after you have done your cheeks, like you have put on the bronzer, you've put on the blush, you've put on the highlight, you kind of sweep it over, like blend everything together and make it all look a little bit more bronzy and glowy. So you just add it a little bit, like sparingly with a fluffy brush. You don't make it look too crazy metallic, but you just add a little bit of that bronzy glow. For that, it works and I like it. It's still quite a powdery product, so you have to be a little bit careful. It's like going everywhere, but using it like that, kind of like as a bronzy glowy topper, I actually really liked it, and it just gives you that sun-kissed glow, but you don't really need it for any of the steps. Like, don't use it as just a bronzer, don't use it as just a highlighter, just kind of mesh everything together and make it look a little bit more bronzy. That's how I would recommend it. If you like that, if you're into that, then I think that this is a pretty cute product. And I got a new shade of the blush from Essence. This one is called Bedazzling, and I thought that this was gonna be glowy, but it's just kind of like a satin matte nude blush. It is a pretty cute color, it's a pretty cute blush. I really like this formula. It's just not blowing my mind. I was just hoping that we would see something a little bit different from Essence, just a little bit glowy or something, and I was just a little bit disappointed because I just think this is a pretty basic blush. Even though I like the formula, I was just hoping to see something a little bit different. But it's just, that's my fault. That's my fault. I thought it was gonna be glowy. It wasn't. So I'm not like head over heels in love with it, but I still would recommend it because the blush formula, this range is really good. They're very beautiful shades, they blend out very well. Some are a little bit more glowy, but yeah, it's good. I like it. But for my personal collection, I don't feel like I really needed this in my life. Then I got two new highlighters, one from Essence, one from Catrice. We got the Catrice Glow Lover Oil-Infused highlighter. You might know that I really love the Oil-Infused blush by Catrice. So I was really looking forward to trying this. And I had my doubts about it because, you know, it's pretty powdery and it's not extremely shiny. It is a very interesting shade, but it's just, where's the shine? That's what I thought when I first swatched it. But using it more, I realized that it does give a very beautiful natural glow from within. It's just not stark, it's not metallic, it's not a very glowy, it's not that a wet look. Not really, it's just like really natural, really soft, but I did really like wearing it to work, like to the office. It did work for that, so I feel like this does have a place in my collection because it is an interesting shade. It just blends into the skin very well. It looks very beautiful and natural. It's just not what I expected because I feel like the blush, it's more glowy than this product. It's more glowy than the highlighter. This is just very soft, but after using it a few more times, using it a bit more, I actually came to quite like it. It just is a very specific type of product. If you like a very stark, blinding, very glowy highlighter, then I wouldn't go for this. But if you like a little bit of a softer glow, it looks like it's your skin that is just a very radiant, then I would recommend this one. Then we have the highlighter by Essence. This is not a new formula, but it is a new shade and I hadn't tried this formula before, so I was pretty excited to try this. This is the shade 03 Staggering. So the thing with this highlighter, it is quite shiny, not extremely, but it is quite shiny. It does have some shine to it, but it is quite powdery as well. Like when you apply it, it's kind of going everywhere, and once you apply it on the skin, it does look a little bit like it lays on top of the skin. It's not crazy, but it also doesn't blend into the skin perfectly. It does have quite a nice glow, but it does look a little bit stark on me, I think. A little bit too metallic. It might also be the shade because it's quite a cool tone shade, but there's just a powderiness to it and it isn't too bad. Like, it's not terrible. It still looks like a pretty nice glowy cheek, but I feel like there are other highlighters that blend into the skin just a little bit more. I might be looking at it a little bit too closely, like being a little bit too strict, just being a little bit too harsh on it, but I have tried so many products. Like, I have had this channel for over a year now and I've tried so many products, and at some point some things don't impress you as much as other things, and I just feel like even though it is quite a nice glowy highlighter, there are other things that I like more, but it is very affordable. So if you're like, I just want a blinding highlighter and I don't want to pay 10 euros, 20 euros for it, then I would say go for it. It's not bad, but for me personally, I wasn't like completely blown away by it. It's not that it's bad, it's definitely not bad, it's quite nice, but I don't know if I would really reach for this one over other things, and I think that is the reason, because there's just something a little bit powdery about it. Like, it's shiny, but it's also a little bit powdery, and I just want the highlight on my cheeks to look a little bit creamy almost. When that happens, it just looks like it's more part of your skin. Then next up, we have the Catrice Ultra Last Fixing Spray, transfer proof, waterproof, no alcohol, no perfume. I hate this spray. I have tried this, I think 2 or 3 times. I just couldn't use it anymore. I wanted to love this. I wanted this to be really good, but this spray is just so aggressive. It's almost like a one spray straight in your face. It just feels like it goes straight to the middle of your face, and it just has these huge drops. It is so aggressive. I don't know what to do with this. I can't really I can't even really review the formula of this for you because it is just so aggressive. It just feels terrible to try and spray my face with this. So I'm gonna say don't go for this, don't buy this. It might be that I got a dot because it's so bad, but man, this spray really isn't good. And maybe I can kind of show you. Did you see that? Maybe I can kind of show you. It is literally like one spray, like one blob of product is coming out. It's just flying out. It's not a mist, it's not misting out. So yeah, this is like unusable to me. Then I got 2 eyeshadow palettes. I got one from Essence. This is the Welcome to Miami eyeshadow palette. I quite like this palette in a way, but in another way I'm also a little bit underwhelmed. I was quite enjoying this when I did my first look with it, but the shimmers though I just think are a little bit underwhelming. They are not amazing. They're just a little bit too soft, a little bit too satin, and I personally am just not in love with this palette, even though you can get quite a good look in the end because some of these mattes are quite bright, are quite pigmented, but looking at this palette as a whole, I just don't get excited about this. I just don't want to use it again. Just the second time that I used it, I felt like I'm already kind of done with this palette. The first look I was kind of into, but it's just not enough. It's just not enough. It's very affordable, of course, and if you just want those mattes for a very low price, I can get that, but these shimmers are just making this a palette that I'm not too excited about, that I don't really feel like using, like getting into. It is not bad, it is okay. It is okay, I could live with it, I could live with using it, but it doesn't really add something to my collection. There are just other palettes that have similar shades to this, that have actual really good, beautiful shimmers added to it, that makes the palette as a whole something good. And I'm just really into shimmers. I love shimmers. Shimmers can really make or break a palette for me, and this isn't enough. These shimmers aren't enough. Then we also have these 2 light beige shades, and I feel like they could have done way more with that. Yeah, it's like I like these purples here, and the brown was also pretty good, and maybe the blue, but it isn't enough. It just isn't enough for me. But if you are on a budget and you just want some colorful mattes and you don't mind that the shimmers are very satiny, a little bit lackluster, they do have pigment but they're just very lackluster, then I guess you could still pick this up. It is just that I'm very not excited about this palette in the end. Then we have the Hint of Mint eyeshadow palette by Catrice. When I first used it, I hated it. When I used it again, I was like, it's kind of okay, I can live with it. We have some mattes in here that kind of work. We have some shimmers in here that you can kind of make work. They are not very shiny, but they do have some pigment. If you kind of like build them up, they look pretty good. I did a look with it that I quite enjoyed in the end. But even then, we have a lot of repeat shades here. Some of the mattes don't work that well. Some of the shimmers are just very lackluster. The shade got hard pan. I'm just a little bit underwhelmed. I feel like they could have done more with this. The other palette that I have in this range, the more earthy, grungy one, I like more because even though it's not perfect, I feel like it's a little bit more consistent. And there are some options there. The color story of that one inspires me. The color story of this one just doesn't inspire me at all. It's like, okay, once again, it's okay. You can make it work. The end result, you can kind of make something a little bit cute, a little bit nice. Something that nobody's gonna think, oh, that's a bad look. But we just don't have the variation. We have some darker shades. If you put them first, you can kind of make it work. We have some shimmers. If you kind of build them up, you can make it look a little bit more pigmented, a little bit more shiny, but I'm just not into this palette. It's just okay, it's just fine, but I'm just not a big fan of this one. I feel like if one of these things was a bit better, like if we had some more variation, I would have liked it more. If these shimmers were a little bit shiny, I would have liked it more. It's just there are too many things with this palette that made me go like, you know what, I don't really need this in my collection, and I don't think this is gonna stay around for very long. Alright, we are on to the last 2 products of this video. So I tried the CleanID 24 Hours Hyper Hydro Skin Tint by Catrice. I absolutely hated this. I tried this a couple of times. I do have to say that I'm not a skin tint foundation kind of girl. It's not something that I really wear, but this just looked very bad. It just seeped into all the lines. It just made my skin look so dry. It just was sitting on top. It looked so weird. I don't know if this could work for someone with more oily skin, but I have pretty normal skin. I don't really have dry skin, and this just looked very bad. Like, even if I had just done all my skincare and then applied this one, I just didn't like it at all. I know it didn't seem as bad on camera. If you look back on those videos, or did I use it in 1 or 2 videos? If you look back on the first impression, it didn't look that bad. I know, but like in real life, up close, it just looked very dry. I don't know if this is something that usually happens to some extent when you wear a foundation or a skin tint, that it seeps into the lines, but I really hated how this looked. It just looked so strange. Like, you know when you have like these darker lines on your forehead where all the product has gone into the line? That is what happened with this one. And around my nose, it just looked very bad. I didn't like it. I'm not gonna use this again. And yeah, this is also on its way to being decluttered. Then we have a product that I've actually really enjoyed, and I think this might be the thing that I have used the most. This is the Catrice Pore SOS Spot Treatment 2% BHA. This is what I have put on my spots the past few months, and it did dry them out. It did make them go away faster, but of course it also really depends on all the things that you do. If you do your skincare well, if you clean your face, if you don't touch the spots. So when I didn't touch the spots, when I was able to contain myself and not touch any spots, this actually worked very well. I love putting this on the spots at night, but you can also put it on during the day, and then a few hours later it just feels a little bit more dried out. It just looks a little bit less red. It's just a nice product to kind of help with that. If you have a spot, just put this on. It just dries it out a little bit without being too aggressive. So I'm really into this product. I would recommend it. I think this is a good one, and I'm glad that Catrice came out with something like this that is so affordable and just very like handy to use, good to have. So in the end, the products that I would recommend the most are probably the lip oils. I really love how hydrating those are. I love the SOS Spot Treatment, these glowy lip products, the Plumping Gel Lipsticks I'm really into. And I also really like the Volume Gloss, actually by Catrice. It's not a must-have, but it is very good. Like, it's just a product you can trust. You can't really go wrong with it. So those are really like my tippy top picks, the things that I was really impressed with this time around. We had some duds, we had some better products. So that's gonna be everything for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe, and let me know if you picked up any of these products, what you think about them. Do you agree with me or maybe not? And then I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.